welcome to another episode of Here's Why with Mark and Eric. I'm Mark Trappigan, Senior Director of Online Marketing for Stone Temple Consulting, and this is...
Eric Enga, CEO of Stone Temple Consulting.
Great, Eric, I have another question for you today, and that is, there's been a lot of concern out there on the web these days about guest posting, guest blogging. Google's been saying some things that sound like guest blogging is dead or you shouldn't be doing it. So why should I be guest blogging these days?
Well, the very short answer to your question is guest blogging can be good for your brand and reputation if you do it the right way. But you got to place a lot of emphasis on this notion of doing it the right way. So for example, I write for Forbes, Search Engine Watch, Search Engine Land, and Copyblogger, and all of those have clearly been good for my personal brand and reputation and for that of Stone Temple Consulting.
Sure.
So I certainly plan to continue those activities as it's fundamental to how we do marketing. And I think that's sort of the big key. You have to have the right mindset for how you go about doing it. So if you start from the frame of mind that you want to build your brand and reputation, and you're going to go after the top sites in your space and try to get published on those, I think that's a very solid strategy for any business to use today.
Well then, Eric, what's the downside? I mean, what kind of blogging would not be good? Why has Google raised some warning flags about guest blogging?
Well, there's a lot of bad actors out there, but to get to what they're doing is not good. The first sign that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing is if there's an agency that's putting content placements out there for you and you don't know what they're doing, and you're not actually treating that as part of your brand and reputation strategy. Or even if you have an employee sitting in a dark room somewhere, okay, it doesn't have to be a dark room, but working on their own and they're not actually being closely supervised in terms of what they're doing. What they're doing is they're putting content out there on the web, and people are seeing that as a representation of your brand. And Google likewise sees that as bad too, because they see that as a sign of guest blogging for SEO, as Matt Cutts called it. But there are some other things you can trigger on. If you are doing lots and lots of different domains, instead of focusing on a small number of very high authority ones, that's another big clue. If you're putting rich anchor text in the articles, either in the attribution or the body of the article, and by rich anchor text I mean your key money keyword, you know, that's what you're stuffing in all these articles, then that's usually a bad thing to do. And the other is if it's just kind of poor quality content and you're not really thinking about it of trying to solve a problem for someone, all of those are the things that people have been doing when they've been doing it the wrong way.
Okay, thanks for that answer. And be sure to check out the link in the description below for more about this that Eric's written, more information about how to do guest posting right. And join us next time for another episode of Why Are We Here? Here's Why with Mark and Eric.
Okay.